Okay, hey guys, happy Friday. How you doing out there? I am doing great. And you know what? It would have been hard for me to say I was doing great this week had I not had a growth mindset. Do you want to know why? It's because my website crashed this week. And we kind of got a lot going on here at Team Moxie. We are relaunching our whole leadership program with some new upgrades and doing a training next week to tell people, to just kind of teach people what we do within that. It's called Bottleneck to Breakthrough, how to develop your team of how to lead your team to rockstar results. So my point is, it was a rough week. It was a rough week, and I'm doing pretty fantastic. And here's why. Because I have a great team of people who work with me. I mean, they are awesome. And I was at a 2-day conference this week, and I was at another day volunteering where I helped facilitate a conference. And amidst that, while we're talking to you all, our website crashed. Like, it went offline for a whole day. And by the end of the day, it was up and running with a better host company with really good speed. You know, like you have to make sure the speed loads fast on a website. Boring for people who aren't in the online world, but for an online educator and content creator like myself, and that's kind of a big deal. So anyway, couldn't have done it without the team. So I'm going to give them a quick shout out. And then I'm going to talk to you guys today. I'm going to hopefully try to keep this under 5 minutes, but there's 4 things that you can do to keep a growth mindset, and that's what I want to talk about today, because it doesn't happen on its own. You have to make a choice. I have to make a choice several times a day to say, I'm going to choose a growth mindset right here. Am I going to, I just did a live stream. Hint, it was backwards the whole time, so we did I have it on a couple of other sites, but it's I'm pointing over here. You probably can't see that. Here, let me try to turn it. It just talks about how you can have a fixed mindset or how you can have a growth mindset in my other live stream, and it's good. And if you haven't watched it, watch it, because it will make this make more sense. Okay, let's get back to our team quick here. So I'm going to shout out to Liz, who's been helping us with social media. She's super detailed. Liz, I appreciate you so much. This woman is detail oriented. She gets things done. She is like, I don't know, I think of like a soldier who's like doing it all, like boom, yes, I will do that. Here you go. Here it is. That's Liz. Karen is a copywriter who works on our team, and she is amazing. Do you ever feel, I don't know about you, but for other creative people, my head sometimes is just like swimming with ideas. And Karen grabs those ideas and puts them into words. It's like she's inside of my head, like little I Dream of Jeannie inside of the bottle. And boom, these words come out. And I'm like, oh, that is so good. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So that's what happens when you have a really good copywriter. And then I have a guy named Dane who helps me with my videos. So like when I screw up and videotape something backwards for y'all, he, in like seconds flat, was able to download the video, flip it, give it back to me, and boom. I've cultivated this team over the years. I've recruited the right people and found the right people, and it's not always roses. Sometimes we have rough patches, but here's the thing about leading a team. People are messy. They're just messy. It's not like people aren't going to be messy, and when you're a leader, it's not like you're not going to have issues. How resilient are you going to be when the issues blow up? Are you going to be able to work on fire prevention more than putting fires out? That's what I love that little analogy. I recently became good friends with a fire chief in our community, and I just sort of had this, leaders are always talking about the fires they're putting out. And I'm like, oh, we need more time so we can do more fire prevention instead of firefighting. So I talked to him about that and kind of gelled that analogy. Anyway, onward. Chelsea, I had no idea that Chelsea and I would even work together. And she was actually a leader who was in our LeadWell coaching program and excelled, like if there was such a thing as straight A student. But, everyone's on their own pace and everyone's going at their own rate. So everybody who goes through it has gotten a ton of value. Chelsea really had some transformational things happen in her life and even found herself curating her career differently. Well, long story short, she now works with Moxie and she's like my right hand. She is so detail oriented. She gets things, she just keeps track of everything. She's like a project manager. And here's what's so cool about the online world, right? She lives in another country. So she doesn't even live in the US. And she is like a part of my brain. And then lastly, I have a gal who I'm working with named Tamar. It's her 3-year anniversary this week. So happy anniversary, Tamar. I met Tamar at a PTA meeting because she did the newsletter. And I remember one day I was like, what? Stop the music. Who is doing this newsletter? I need to find this woman because this is not your typical PTA newsletter, if you know what I mean. It was like really sweet and honest to God. That's how I recruited her. And now I have worked with her so intensely. She has helped me create 3 master courses. She's helped me relaunch a new website. She's a strategic thinker. We've coined something, her signature straight talk. When I'm kind of getting a little cray-cray, I'm like, hey, I need some of your straight talk here. So shout out to that team because there's no way in HE double hockey sticks I would have a calm week had I not had a solid team. So boom to you, team. And why did I just give my team a bunch of compliments to you all out on Instagram land? And we're going to share this other places. But here's why. You got to do that. You got to affirm your team. You got to affirm and celebrate effort and results. And that's something we talk about, and that's something you get to practice in our LeadWell coaching program. Because let's face it, many of you start businesses and they blow up, and as your business grows and it just becomes this amazing thing, or as you get a role, as a leader in your organization, and pretty soon you find yourself the CEO or a very senior leader, you don't, like, being an excellent individual contributor is different than being an excellent leader. It takes practice. Leaders need a safe place to practice. I do that. That's what we do at LeadWell. We hold this awesome container, and we have a new and improved program. So if you're someone who's interested in working with us, you're going to want to click, I'll put a link in this live stream, and you are going to want to just fill out the little form and say, yeah, I'm kind of interested, and come to our private training. So we're going to hand select the people who are coming to that because we want to make sure you're a good fit and serious and interested in that kind of stuff. Boy, I didn't mean to share all of that. I hope you're enjoying it because it's just on my mind. And I also have a saying that's called, let your freak flag fly. And that just means, I'll say that normal, let your freak flag fly. And I think that's an old saying from like the 70s. It might even be a song named that. But to me, a leader needs to be themselves. They need to be authentic. You need to let yourself shine because your people want your passion. They want your purpose. They want to know what the heck is going on. Yes, you need to sort out all the project details. And yes, you guys need, you need to spend time planning and preparing. But they want to know, what bus am I on? Why does this bus matter? How can I get excited about it? How can I plug my own stuff into that? Like, how can I be a part of this? That's what they want to know. Okay, so how do you keep a growth mindset? This marker is not working so hot. I mean, who likes Mr. Sketch markers? I mean, do you love these things? Oh my God, I love Mr. Sketch markers. The person who really helped me get hooked on these was Ryan Blank. And if you're listening to me, Ryan, boom, shout out to you, Ryan and Amanda. Okay, let's go over this. Oh, Mama needs new Sharpies or Mr. Sketch. These aren't as juicy. Oh no. Let's see. We're going to be patriotic maybe. This one's better. We'll go like this. Okay, so there's 4 things. There's 4 things that you can do to stay. I'm hoping to God. You guys can see me all right. There's 4 things you can do to stay in a growth mindset. What are they? I'm glad you asked. The first one has to do with love. You're gonna love challenges. The next time a challenge comes up, you're gonna say, hey, I love that challenge. Love challenges. Just say to yourself, I love challenges. Why? Why do you love challenges? Because it's an opportunity to grow and use all of those skills that you already have. That's the big secret. Most of the time, most leaders, when they learn about our program, they're like, yeah, listening and asking questions, I'm a pretty good listener already. Most people think they are a really good listener. And you probably are. You probably listen. Are you really hearing? Are you really understanding? Well, more about that later. Number 2, what's the second thing you can do? This has to do with embracing. What are we going to embrace? We're going to embrace mistakes. Now, what does that mean? That means you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. I used to say to my kids, when you make a mistake, it's kind of exciting because you get to claim some learning. I mean, it's really cool. You get to say, wow, I didn't do that right. What did I notice? And observe what happened without judgment. That is key. Number 3, you're going to enjoy. Who knew that being a leader had to do with love, embracing, and enjoying, huh? You're going to enjoy. What are you going to enjoy? You're going to enjoy the effort that you're putting into things. Because it takes effort to grow. It takes effort to grow. And you know what? If you're stagnant and you're just kind of like doing the same thing that you've done to get where you're at, you're probably not going to get where you're going. I know that's like a tongue twister. So you really need to enjoy the effort. Okay, so love challenges, embrace mistakes, enjoy the effort. And number 4, I'll give you a hint. It's right here. It has to do with keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep learning. Can you just say that with me, brothers and sisters out there? Love challenges, embrace mistakes, enjoy effort, and keep learning. Keep learning. Are you learning right now? Are you in your leadership role and are you learning some new things about leading? Because let me tell you, if you today are in charge of a team of even a few to 50 is usually what I say, like, hey, our program is great. I mean, if your business has hit $1 million or if you're and over, for sure, you have a team of people. If your business has hit $500,000, you or your organization volume. I mean, we've worked with people who are doing $250,000 to, we've had just somebody in our program who was in a $1 billion company. She's a senior VP and she's in charge of about a $50 million department. And it was so great for her. She said she's like a different leader today. So this really helps you. And the common denominator is leadership. And for a leader, it's really important for you to stay into a growth mindset. That was a little more than 5 minutes. I know. Guys, I hope you have a great Friday and I'll see you next week. And if you're interested in learning more about what we do at LeadWell, fill out that little form. Come hang out with me next week on Thursday at 10 a.m. Central, from bottleneck to breakthrough, how to develop your team to rockstar results. Have a good weekend.